Welcome. In this session, we will finally see how to configure Azure Monitor and alerts to collect, analyze, and act on logs and metrics, and also the telemetry data from your Azure resources. These tools will help us to stay on top of performance and automate responses to any potential issue. So let's get started. Now, Azure Monitor provides a comprehensive platform for monitoring Azure resources. It collects logs, that is, data about resource events and activities mapped with timestamps. And then it also collects metrics, that is, numerical data on resource performance, which collects information like the CPU usage or memory utilization. Then it also collects telemetry data, that is, information from applications and resources about usage, error, and performance trends. With Azure Monitor, you can ensure continuous visibility into your resources, helping you identify performance issues and to ensure smooth operation. Then we can move to the next part, that is logs or log analytics. Well, you can use log analytics to query and analyze data collected by Azure Monitor. It allows you to investigate and troubleshoot issues by querying logs and metrics. It also helps you to optimize performance by identifying trends and understanding resource behavior. Now, before we move to the metrics, let me tell you one more thing about logs. Well, here, by using KQL, yeah, that is the language, that is a Kusto query language, you can gain detailed insights into your resources, allowing for targeted troubleshooting and performance improvement. It's just like your other language, like SQL, where you write queries. Over here, you use KQL, Kusto query language. Now we can move to matrix. Well, here, tracking matrix will become very essential, right? Especially for real-time monitoring of your environment. Matrix can include, again, CPU percentage, memory utilization, hard drive throughput, disk input-output, operations per second, and many more options like that. It provides real-time insight into the health and performance of your resources. By monitoring these metrics, you can identify bottlenecks or anomalies before they impact your application or data. Now, what is telemetry data? Well, collecting telemetry data from applications and resources provides valuable insight into the resource usage pattern, error rates, success rate, performance trends, and many more useful information like that. This data helps to make informed decision about resource scaling and performance tuning in the future. This data can also be funneled to your Microsoft Power BI application suite. Over there, you can use your Power BI set of applications to present all this telemetry data to your officials, and then they can take informed decision. Now, let's move to the next topic, and we will talk about the alerts. Well, you should set up alerts on your Azure Monitor to notify you or your team when a specific performance threshold are met or exceeded, such as very high CPU usage for a long time, maybe more than 5-10 minutes. That can also set an alert. Or give me an alert on low storage capacity, means your hard drive is about to be consumed. So you should get an alert to expand your space or do something about it. Well, these alerts help ensure that your team is informed in real time and can take action before performance issues will affect your production. What are action groups here? Well, when you will set an alert, you will also see this option. With action groups, you can automate the response when alerts are triggered. This can include sending email notification to a specific individual or multiple members of a team. It can also trigger webhooks to integrate with external systems or external functionalities. It can also invoke automation by calling Azure Logic apps. If you want to automate some remedies or a complex workflow. Action groups ensure that the right people or processes are alerted or automatically triggered to resolve issues without manual intervention. Scaling action. Well, you can set up scaling actions in Azure Monitor to automatically adjust resources, such as scaling up your virtual machines or database. It will be based on predefined performance or usage threshold. This threshold will be configured by the administrator. Well, by automating the scaling, you can ensure your resources always have the buffer space or capacity they need to handle changing demands or a spike in demand while maintaining optimal performance and cost efficiency. When we talk about cost, how about cost management alerts? Well, Azure Monitor also allows you to set up cost management alerts. These alerts notify you when your cloud spending approach a predefined threshold. Well, it will help you prevent unexpected billing. Or you can also stay within your budget by identifying potential cost overrun early or proactively. By integrating cost management alerts with other types of alerts, you ensure that you have full control over your performance and spending over your Azure environment. So let's move to our lab and test how we can use Azure Monitor and set up some alerts. So I will see you in the lab. All right, in this lab, we will see how we can enable monitoring on our virtual machines to check the performance of the virtual machine and also the total health of that resource. So for that, we will search for Azure Monitor or just simply Monitor. And over here, you can actually get a unified dashboard to monitor your environment. That includes both log monitoring as well as the matrix. So this is a unified dashboard where you can keep an eye on a whole environment. So let's say you want to check or monitor the health and performance of your machine. So you can go to Insights and then click on Virtual Machines. As you can see, right now there is no information to show because you also have to enable monitoring on that machine level as well. So the agent must be installed. So we have to enable VM Insights first. So let's click on Configure Insights. You can also enable it while creating the VM. So when I created these two VMs, I did not enable it. I disabled the monitoring, but you can also enable it while creating a virtual machine. So let's enable this. All right, so let's configure it. So now we are enabling the feature on their machine. All right, so it is enabled. Let's refresh. Yes, so on that machine, it is enabled. I have one more machine on which I can enable it. But monitoring one machine is enough for this lab. So let's go back to our Insights and click on Virtual Machine. Now, we don't need to configure Insights on all the machines. One is done. Let's analyze the data now. So I'll click on Performance. And over here, I can start looking at the performance of that machine. Still saying it's not onboarded, so I will just give it 5 more minutes. Okay, let's try again. Let's go to virtual machine and analyze the data. It takes time to actually, yes, here we go. So my machine is now connected, that is Cloud VM01, and from this point onwards, I'm starting to analyze my data. This machine is pretty ideal right now. How much memory is available? 5.2 is available. And the receive rate, send rate, logical disk space, 16.28% used. So this is how you analyze your environment. I also have a storage account, so I will click on that. And over here, you can see your storage account insights. How many transactions happened, what was the average latency, and so much more information is given here. So remember the process. To analyze your virtual machine performance and health, first you need to enable the insight on that machine. Then you can analyze your data. So this is your Azure monitor. And with this tool, you can keep a check on your machine. Plus, you can also go to Matrix directly. And over here, you can generate different graphs for different resources or entities. And then you can also create or download a report on it. For example, you can click here to add a scope. I will add my, let's say, virtual machine. I can add it here. And what are you trying to look at? So I will just call it CPU percentage. Here we go. Similarly, you can add more metrics. Let's uncheck it and add, how about the disk? Yes, you can also add that. And what are you trying to look at? The disk read space, read bytes. You can also check that. And how about write? You can also see that. But remember, if one resource output or the value is huge, it might actually make the other resource value minuscule, as you can see, the blue line. So let me just remove this one. And similarly, you can add more if you want. Or if you want a separate chart, you can also do that. Click on New Chart. And over here, you can select it separately, like this. Then it made more sense. So that's it for this demo. And I will see you in the next lab. Hey, welcome back. I hope the lab was clear. Now you know how easy it is to set up a simple alert. But remember, setting up alert or using Azure Monitor alone will still give you good functionality, but for a robust architecture, you may have to use multiple technologies or services together. How about using Azure Monitor, Alert, and Automation all together to make sure that you, as an administrator, can relax and your system will take care of any future issues or spikes in demand? So to summarize this module, I will say Azure Monitor helps you to collect and analyze two things: logs and metrics. Plus, it also collects telemetry data to gain insights into the health and performance of your resources. And then we have Log Analytics Workspace, which allows for in-depth troubleshooting and optimization of your resources by identifying some trends proactively. And then we have Azure Monitor, which actually give you the option of monitoring and creating alerts. So I was talking about Azure Monitor Alerts here, which enables proactive monitoring and automated response to performance issues and any demand in, let's say, customer demands, right? So it will ensure your application stays reliable, it is always available, and the performance will be up to the mark. Well, you can also use scaling action and cost optimization alerts, which will help you maintain optimal performance and also stay within the budgets. By configuring all these tools effectively, you can ensure your Azure resources are both secure and effectively managed. That's it for this episode. Now I will see you in the next one. Take care.